My husband was able to come just in time as I was finishing giving birth to our daughter. We were all holding up our newborn baby. The doctor smiled widely and attempted to hand the baby over to Liam.
The baby is really energetic. She's your adorable daughter.
But my husband said, do the DNA analysis on her, with a serious look on his face.
Excuse me?
Everyone in the room who heard what he said froze instantly. I was too tired from giving birth and I couldn't speak properly. All I could do was watch to see what my husband would say next. Then my husband made a shocking statement.
There's a chance that this baby is not mine.
My name is Julia. I am 28 years old and I had married my husband, Liam 3E, who I met through a singles party. Liam was very kind. He was a gentleman, and I was immediately drawn to him. We went on a series of dates and begged out as a couple, and after going on dates, we got married. We lived happily together, sharing house chores and supporting each other. We had some small arguments, but I don't think there were any huge fights. We did say that we wanted to have kids someday, but we also wanted to enjoy being newlyweds together. In the beginning, we weren't thinking about having a baby, but as we entered our third year of marriage, Liam's parents started to mention grandchildren a bit more. So my husband and I discussed it and decided to try to have a baby. At first, I doubted whether it would work, but after gathering a lot of information from the internet and putting it into practice, it seemed to work, and I finally became confident in my abilities. My husband was very happy to learn pregnant with our baby. Since it was my first pregnancy, I was anxious and worried. So I often went to my cousin and his wife for advice. My cousin Ryan and his wife Angelina, very kind and nice. And since they experienced having kids before me, taught me a lot. Eventually, my stomach grew larger, and it became more difficult for me to move around on my own. The morning sickness was getting worse. I wasn't feeling well. I wanted my husband to support me, seemed to be getting busier at work that time and was coming home late day. And Liam began to blame me for not to do the house chores when I was to do it.
Why isn't dinner ready?
I'm sorry. The morning sickness was getting to me.
So that's why you've been sleeping couch all day? Aren't you taking the advantage of pregnant too much? I get home while I'm super exhausted, but you're just relaxing around at home? You even took maternity leave and are now relaxing at home. How pathetic.
What?
My husband didn't forgive me for taking too much time off because I wasn't feeling well. Maybe his own work has become so probably has too much on his mind, stressing out. But what's difficult is difficult. It is difficult to go shopping at the supermarket and do house chores in this condition. But if my husband is blaming me, like have to do something, but my parents have both already passed, so I can't rely on them now. And I think it would be right to ask Liam to come over. So at that time, I thought of my CC Ryan and Angelina. Ryan works from home and he has work, but he needs to work that long, so he has some time on his hands. And since my wife is at home with our children, I asked them both if they could support me occasionally, just in case. Then both of them agreed and started to my house. When I was having a hard time with morning sickness, they went with me to the supermarket and helped me cook dinner. They shared with me their experiences of raising children and giving birth, which I found very helpful as it is something I have not yet experienced myself. My husband doesn't seem to have any complaints either, since the house is clean and the meal is served properly. But on the contrary, I had more company. Not only did my husband had to work and more, but he also had to work days off more and more. I once complained to my husband about his busy working schedule.
Can't you reduce your workload at you a little more? It's pretty difficult for me to not husband be by my side when I'm going a difficult time with my pregnancy.
But when I said this, my husband back annoyed and disgusted look on his.
I'm working hard for the sake of our, and you're saying that you don't war work?
That's not what I mean, but I just want to spend a little more time at home.
Don't you think you're being a bit harsh here? You should know what I'm going through.
My husband said that and went to his. I wonder if it's okay that we have a bit of a misunderstanding, even though baby is going to be born soon. Would my husband love our baby properly? I began to worry. I became so anxious that I asked Ray Angelina for advice. Both of them said that what my husband said was a bit too much, but they assured me that they think that once the baby is born, Liam will love our baby so much. Well, I just hope that Liam will take care of our baby properly. Meanwhile, my due date was approaching. My husband, as usual, never worried. When I told him that I was going to give birth soon, he asked me to remind him before the birth of our baby. My cousin and his wife encouraged me, but I was still really anxious. A few days later, the contractions and I went to the clinic. My cousin and his wife had a scheduled day that they couldn't miss, so they contacted my in-laws in advance and asked them to come to our house. So my father-in-law, Bob, drove me to the clinic. When we arrived at the clinic, they to go straight to the delivery room was time to begin. Giving birth wasn't at all smooth, and it took longer than I expected. But thanks to that, my husband was rushed to the clinic after work, and my husband was able to come just in time, finishing giving birth to our daughter. We were all holding up our newborn. The doctor said this with a huge smile and tried to pass the baby to her husband, Liam. Everyone in the room who heard what he said froze instantly. What the hell is my husband even saying? Since Liam began to say such nonsense, both his parents were suddenly panicked.
Oh, Liam, what are you even saying?
Your daughter was just born, yet you did a DNA analysis right away. Why is that?
I was too tired after giving birth, so I couldn't speak properly. All I could do was watch to see what my husband would say next.
There's a chance that this baby is not mine.
Everyone who heard what Liam had to say froze in shock once again. My head was in a daze, but I managed the words out.
Why are you even asking for that? She is your daughter, you know.
But my husband looked at me coldly, as if he knew that I had been having an affair behind his back.
So at least we should check the baby's real father is and have her do the analysis.
The doctor looked really confused, my husband had said.
But you also need your wife's permission to do so.
To that, Liam sighed and said, I bet she wouldn't want to go through DNA analysis. And he went on to say, what trouble? The way he said that made me very angry.
Fine, I'm innocent anyway. I don't know why you'd suspect me want to investigate. Why don't you investigate thoroughly?
My frustration with my husband had wiped away the exhaustion I had felt. I glared at my husband as I said this. He replied, well then, don't look and walk out of the hospital room. After my husband left the clinic, we felt really awkward and uncomfortable. My in-laws probably believe me, but they didn't seem to believe anything my son has said is true either, but I guess this happens a lot, so like the doctor didn't seem to care about it. I was more shocked and angry that my didn't even look at our baby once born, let alone pick her up in his. No matter how much Liam doubted me, he was still very interested in our baby. If this happens, I will confront my with the results of the analysis and him why he even doubted me, depending on the reason I even thou getting a divorce. I am currently on maternity leave, but upon returning to work, I will be able to support my daughter as a single mother. So I don't care if I divorce my husband as long as he pays me alimony. After that, I did the DNA analysis husband requested and waited for the test result. On the day when we would find out, he seemed somewhat confident. How could he look so confident? Then the doctor took out the report.
I will tell you the result of the test. This child is not your biological child.
My mind went blank. What in the world was going on? I wasn't cheating or having any affair with Liam's back. My husband grinned and said, "See, that's what I thought."
You are the worst, Julia. You're such a lousy woman, trying to raise a child that you made because of an affair. But you couldn't fool my eyes. I'm divorcing you and charging you. You will reflect on your mistakes and for your sins.
With these words, my husband started the clinic room. I had no idea what was going on. Was this a dream? And I mean, how CC even happened? Then the doctor said, "But..."
The report of this test result seems fake.
What?
I looked up to see the doctor. My husband also stopped and looked.
Fake news is a type of yellow journalism or propaganda that consists of deliberate misinformation or hoaxes spread via traditional print and broadcast news media or online social media. Doc, what are you saying here?
My husband asked, sounding really... The doctor looked at my husband straight in the eye and began to say, "This is not good."
I know that you have a friend at the institution where you requested for the DNA analysis.
When the doctor said that, my husband's eyes widened.
That's why I thought you might be Faye analysis results. So also requested another private DNA analysis just to be sure. And then I got the result that actually the father of your daughter. So this means that it's completely your results are fake, right?
No way. I didn't falsify anything.
Oh, there's no point in trying to with this. I have a friend who works at the same institute doing DNA analysis, so I had him come out there. So I had my friend check your account, and he completely confessed. It seems like you were making false reports about him, didn't you? Why did you want to do that to Julia by committing such a crime?
My husband looked panicked now, and like he was really nervous that he stopped sweating. And at that moment, Ryan and Angeline were in the clinic room.
What happened, Ryan and Angelina?
We were actually personally curious what you had said, Julia, so we were own research.
What do you mean by that?
It's about your husband not being involved in your pregnancy at all. Angelina Jolie's friend has reportedly hired a private investigator to investigate her estranged husband, Brad Pitt. And it turns out that your husband had an affair. We even have proof here that he was on you.
Saying that, Ryan handed me the evidence photos.
What is the best way to get rid of a cold sore?
No way! So, Liam was actually on me?
At this point, my husband's face was completely pale.
Why are you all investigating, HC?
Ryan said something surprising as he fronted my husband.
You really are the worst. Your lover is the daughter of the president of a major company. And it looks like she's also going to marry him, so you're going to have to cut off Julia and be together with her instead.
You even investigated that much about it?
Hey, Liam, is that all true?
No.
Hey, you can't get away with this. It seems your lover didn't know you married, so we told her already. So now you must be in a lot of trouble, since you tricked the daughter of a company.
No way.
You're just the worst, Liam. You're trying to accuse me of cheating. You were just trying to make yourself feel better. As you wish, I will divorce you. But I will for sure make you pay for the alimony and the child support.
Hearing that, my husband collapsed, knees. Liam then lost his job immediately after getting caught by his girlfriend, who became angry with him because she found out that he was actually a married man. Her father told the president of the company where Liam worked to fire him directly. I then successfully divorced my husband. Alimony was paid immediately, and Liar could only afford to pay child support in installment. But if his payment is late, my lawyer will contact him immediately. My ex-husband has been cut off by his parents because of this terrible incident. And now, my ex-husband has been unable to find a new job because he offended the president of a major company. And now, he's working a low-paying job to pay off his debts while living life all by himself. It's really all his own fault, and like this is a great feeling. Meanwhile, I was safely discharged from the hospital, and I was curious as to why the doctor was so supportive of me. So I asked him why he was so supportive of me, and he said that it was because he believed in my ability to recover. Then, the doctor had said something, expect.
At first, I didn't realize it because my last name had changed, but your father was my mentor. When I was a senior in high school, was unsure of what to do for my car father, who was my teacher, gave me. That is why I was able to study hard medical school. I'm truly indebted to your father, wanted to do everything I could for.
Thank you so much. I don't know what in the world I would have done without you, doctor.
I thank the doctor too, and if you ever need me, I'll be at your house anytime. Then later, I went to see Ryan and thanked him as well. Without them, I wouldn't have known the truth about Liam and how he used me. I realize that I'm able to live now with the support and help of many people. I will continue to live my life so help those around me as they have. But first, I will take good care of beautiful, lovable daughter.
There's no way I would try to fake the results of a DNA analysis test. And it's disgusting that Liam did this so he could have a better life with his lover. I hope Liam goes to the bottom of it. And I hope Julia lives happily with daughter while being thankful to the around her who helped her.
Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in our next video.